Today is September 5th and it's currently 9:29 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a daily chart for the US dollar Canadian dollar pairing foreign exchange. It's currently trading right now at $1.25 and it's up by a few hundred thousandths of a penny. Looking at the daily chart, what I did was I quickly identified this, again, from my perspective, this support resistance level of 1.25213. So looking at this chart at this level here, this area proved to be resistance. Finally, when it got over this level, it acted as support, and then transitioned over to quick resistance, support, resistance, support. So for that, because there's a reasonable history as support and resistance, that's why I identified this price level. Now, the local resistance I did also identify as 1.2619. So as price got above this level here, it kind of got capped off right here. It made a huge break towards the upside, but was eventually pulled right back down and then started ranging between these two levels, right? And then a second attempt towards the upside, right, is also occurred here. Briefly provided support, and then it started gradually working its way below the 0.2619 level, and this is where price is right now. Now, typically this could be a double top where price would keep going down, but from my perspective, it doesn't seem like price would be going any further. I mean, price could pierce below the 1.25213 without a doubt. But I think this is a reasonable area to possibly enter a quick trade. So this is back at the daily time frame. What I'll do is I'll toggle down to the 4 hour. Right. So here we're seeing, well, I'm seeing this pattern here. So there seems to be a resistance up here, but there's not enough history yet to prove this. Again, this is all just, eyeball, right? If I back out. So there is this, looks like a wedge pattern here where price, as it was ranging, started like working towards its apex, and price did narrow and was trying to get above it, and finally when it reached its apex, it was a significant move towards the upside. I'm speculating that something similar like that could be happening here. So I'm just so if I use the top of this candle here, I don't want to use this level. I mean, I possibly could, right? So if I use this body up here, not the wick, but the top of the body of this candle, and if I push it this way, right, where price just couldn't get above this resistance. So I'm looking at maybe a breakout towards the upside September 7th or 8th. Right, and my first target, if I was to enter this trade, my first target would be this 2619 level. So that's when, if I toggle down to the 4 hour, right? So here price was almost hit the resistance, almost hit the resistance here. So as it heads towards, what is this, September 8th at 9 p.m. Again, price I think would start ranging and start getting narrower as it heads into the apex right over here. So eventually, as price is moving towards the right, time is moving to the left. So I believe like this whole area right here is where I think price would break towards the upside. So if this point 1.2513 is a valid support and it holds true, then I believe this resistance will give way to the support level here and start working its way up. So my ideal target would be above the highs based on these candlesticks here. So that would put my entry as a potential of 1.2556, right? So if I was to draw an area, a box, where I think price is going to continue ranging and getting narrower, I think my entry would be sometime before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So maybe around noon to 2 o'clock, we could see this move, right? So, and my ideal entry would be around this price level here, right above the top of this gray box. So this way, in the event, like if I go in now, it's possible that it could go up, but then, you know, hits this and then comes right back down. I don't want to be in the trade as long as it's necessary. So if I can just sit tight, maybe wait for price to retest 1.25213, maybe I'll get in here at the bottom, and then you know, sit patiently for the move towards the upside. So what I'll do is I'll create an alarm, so this way I'll be notified that price is dropping. So I'll say that because I want to take a long position, I want to enter at the ask price, right? So if the ask is at or below 1.25252, I want to be notified, so this way I'll be notified. This way I'll maybe find a potential entry here. Now in the event that price doesn't come down this far, at least I'm going to create another alarm here, so this way if there's a move towards the upside, you know, I'll be notified then as well. So I'll just create a similar alert, so this way the ask is at below what was that, 255, let's just say 255. And so the toilet, okay, so these are the these are the default alarms for Thinkorswim. These alarms here are custom alarms that I downloaded off the net. So this alarm toilet, this is what it sounds like. So, you know, if price is falling or flushing down, so that's the alarm for what if price hits this bottom level here. So if price does move up and it doesn't touch this area down here, then I want to be notified like an audience cheer. So I'll create that. So now I have price surrounded, right? So either way, if, you know, well, let me just adjust this. Okay, so in either direction, I'll be notified. So this way I could review before I decide to enter the trade, right? So if I see a strong push towards the downside, of course, I'm not, you know, that changes everything. But if it stays, if this structure continues, then I want to be at least entering when it's breaking above this level here. So I've got the two alarms, I've got my game plan, so I'll just sit patiently and just wait for the price to trigger one of these alarms. Now, in the event that this alarm gets triggered during the overnight session, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, then there's nothing I could do. I mean, I could go ahead and put the a buy here at this level, but again, I want to be awake for that when I enter a trade, just so that I can confirm everything. So if it moves while I'm sleeping, then I'll just move on to the next potential trade, whether it's this pair or another. So we'll see what happens. Give it a few hours and I'll check back. So today is September 6th and it's 6:50 a.m. and this is the 30-minute chart. And I just jumped into a trade right here at the wick. I saw that price had pierced the gray zone where price is ranging. And I think I may have entered it a little too early because I think we're going to see something like this. So there's the possibility that price is going to reverse. I think I may have entered too early, even though I wasn't awake when the alarm went off. I just woke up a little while ago on my own, and I think I should have waited for price to be around here, because now, you know, it looks like price is moving down and it's just going to continue ranging until it gets over here. And like, I really wanted to avoid all this nonsense, but half asleep, I can't blame it all on that, but you know, I just thought, let me just get in here and ride it out. But this is, I'll just move this down a little bit because it's really, this is just my notification to, you know, do an update to maybe possibly get out of the trade. So typically when I'm trading FX, I place a 15 or 18 pip stop. And if my entry was, oh, actually, if I show trades, so my entry, I picked up one mini lot at 1.25576, so that's going to be pretty close to the top of this wick. And if I click on active trader, I'm down $4.30. Here's my entry price. I picked up one mini lot. And so if I was going to do an 18 pip stop, again, this is just being, so if I was doing an 18 pip stop, this is where my stop would be. So if I move my alarm down here, so my stop is at 1.25396. If I get stopped out, then I'll probably look for another entry as price heads in this general area. Because right now, I don't think, maybe price will reverse itself and push higher, but it looks like price is going to do one of these things where it's just going to range sideways and then maybe come down. Hopefully it doesn't try and retest this support resistance level, but if it does, I'll get stopped out and then I'll re-enter over here. Now, in case price does break towards the upside, then I'm looking at approximately a 61 pip move. Okay, so for the US Canadian dollar, it's 0.0061. We typically the 3 is not a factor in pips. So what that means is that for every pip move up, okay, so here's my entry, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So each move down is a pip. Each pip equals $1. So opposite side as well. So if price was going up, it would be a pip or $1 earned. So it's down 343 because I bought in at the ask, which is right here on the red. So because this is a long position, I'll be selling at the bid, which is down here. So there's a spread. So that's what's also why the value's much wider than what it is here. So I'll be selling at the bid. So it's further down from where my entry is. So hopefully this is a reverse. So it's now forming a wick. So its price is trying to push up. So I'll do another status update in a few hours. Hopefully, price stays above it and pushes higher. Otherwise, I'll get stopped out here and then re-enter over here. So that's plan B, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So it's been a few hours and it's currently 3:34 p.m. So trading was suspended at 1 o'clock this afternoon because of the Labor Day weekend. I believe trading will continue tonight around 6:30, and I'll pick it up then. So just toggling down here, the last update was on going into the 1 o'clock session. So the last update was at 12:55. And as of the time when trading was suspended, my trade is down to $24.19. And going back to the 30-minute time frame, price did, right? So here's my entry. Price did come all the way down to the support resistance level, bounced off it, and it was in the process of retesting. So yeah, so that's the status of this trade now, and I decided to stay in it. So what I also noticed going into today's closing of trading was that now there's a wedge, another wedge forming, right? So earlier when it was really just totally dumped, there was that wedge, pushed up over, came right back down. So I'm just moving it a little wider, so wider. So eventually, price is still going to keep ranging based on, I guess, this temporary trend line here, but consistently it's been respecting in the gray area. So so if I back out to the 4-hour, so I'm still sticking with my estimated breakout to occur sometime tomorrow morning. So this is at the latest tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. So I'm just gonna have to rough it out. Most likely, because of these 3 candles, I don't know, if price does come all the way down here. I mean, like I said, I thought I was gonna close out at 18 pips. I decided to stay in it. That could be something that could totally go against me, because these 3 candlesticks here did break down, but it didn't continue. So I'm still, saying that this is a strong support. Yeah, so I might have to rough it out until tomorrow afternoon. So we'll do another update in a few hours. Okay. So it's been a few hours. It's right now, it's a little after, well, it's almost 12:30 on September 7th. And trading did commence, and again, 30-minute chart. Earlier I had drawn this wedge pattern, so price is starting to break through. But there's still a few more hours to go into this, because again, this is an estimated time of 3 o'clock tomorrow for a potential breakout. So sometime between the overnight session and going into tomorrow afternoon, we should see a significant move towards the upside. Since I got into this trade, of course, I went long at the top here, and since 6:30 this morning, price is just, went back all the way to the support level of $1.25. And that's measured by 35 pips, right? So from my entry down here, from my entry all the way back down here, that's a measure of 35 pips. So in Forex, we don't really factor the last digit, the 6. It's only the first 4 digits after the decimal point. So on the other side to this, so from my entry, if the price goes up and retests this resistance level, that's a measure of 62 pips. So from swing low to swing high, that's a difference of, swing low is like 30 pips, swing high is 60. So I'm looking at a 2-to-1 or 1-to-2 risk reward, right? So anyway, I'm gonna leave the trade open. I may put a stop down here, like right down here, just in case price does reverse and goes crazy, and you know. But I was looking at the S&P futures. It's trending down right now. So typically when the S&P goes down, the dollar goes up. So the correlation is that maybe if the S&P continues to grind down going into tomorrow morning session, maybe the dollar will continue working its way higher. So we'll see what happens in the morning. Okay, so be back. So it's 7:28 a.m. I just woke up a little while ago, and looking at the chart, we see that there was a lot of price action in the overnight session, and price is now above the gray box as well as above the diagonal resistance level. And it looks like from the wedge that I drew yesterday that this started creeping towards the top upside around 11:30 last night, and started picking up momentum early into the early overnight session. So yesterday, before going to bed, the trade was down about $20, and since then it's recouped the $20 plus an additional $15.87. So the P&L since midnight last night, or yesterday when the market opened, this trade is up $38.40, but again, it had to recover the $22 or $21 that I was in the hole in after getting into the trade at this candle yesterday at 6:30 in the morning. So the full 24 hours, it retested the support level here, and then in the overnight session, it reversed towards the upside. So yeah, this recording was just to show that or document that my assessment was spot on, because I had placed this these two support resistance levels here because the price was ranging inside these two boundaries, and this trend line that I drew was like the resistance, because price was being rejected here, and it was compliant along these three candlesticks, these three daily candlesticks, before coming right back down. And that's what I saw here as well before price breaking out towards this level here of 1.29, and I am anticipating that something similar to that could also happen here over the next few days. But I'm dreading that price could still find this as a difficult area to get above, and I want to avoid all of this sideways action. So I may close out the trade once it hits this 1.26 level. And yeah, the purpose of this video was just really to capture this, well, at the time, a potential breakout. Right now it's in progress, so it's still time to be had here. And looking at the 30-minute, right? So for my initial entry right here to this low here, right, which was the support level, I was looking at a 35 pip move down. And from what I saw, like throughout the day yesterday, this came out to about $24, right? So if on the swing high, let's say, let me just back out a little bit more. If, you know, my theory is correct that it's going to retest this resistance level, then I'm looking at a 62 pip profit, right? Because I was down 24 at least, and then this swing high is double this. So this is possibly a $50 trade if I close it out here. But as time progresses, I'll definitely monitor the trade. Because again, if something like this happens, this is like another, you know, so if it's, well, no, I don't want to do that because I want to start from my entry. So if price does manage to get all the way back up here, then that is approximately a 390 pip move towards the upside to equal this high, right? So for my entry here to, let's say, price reaching this high, then I'm looking at approximately 390 pips over the next few days. So yeah, that was the purpose for this recording. I just wanted to capture the breakout outside of this trend line based on its history of being rejected here and respecting the line here. And as price was coming down, it tested this level multiple times before ultimately, well, breaking through. And this gray area is what I noted as a high probability zone where it could start to break above this diagonal trend line, which it did as early as right here, which is 5:30 in the morning, right? So it tested it here at 4 o'clock in the morning, made a second attempt. It looked like it was going to come right back down, but you know, this third attempt is what pushed it through, and now price is above it, above this trend line, which was resistance. So that's it. Until the next trade or next setup, I like finding or looking for setups like this, you know, to catch the breakout. And yeah, until the next recording, thanks.